Hello, my name is Jennifer Haberman. I was an activity director for 9 years. 6 of those years, I conducted a short story program that was extremely successful. I'm excited to bring you my version of this weekly program to enhance the lives of your residents with memory loss. In this short video, I will give you the foundation you need to implement this program in your community with ease and success. The keys to doing so are through scheduling, preparation, and facilitation. Let's begin with scheduling. Consistency is key. Selecting the same day and time each week for your program to take place gives your residents something to look forward to, and it also builds a routine for your staff to help prepare for this program without being reminded. Next is timing. It took me a while to find the right home for this program. It proved that 3 p.m. on a Tuesday was optimal. Now, the day of the week can depend upon your schedule, but 3 o'clock proved to be an optimal time. I would start with a 2 o'clock seated exercise program that lasted for a half an hour. This gave my residents enough time to rest and freshen up after lunch. And it also gave them the opportunity to get the blood flowing to stay awake for the rest of the afternoon. Then finally, 2:30 to 3 o'clock, I would lead a informal tea social where I provided refreshments and light snacks. This gave the opportunity for my residents who exercise to hydrate, and it enticed those residents who didn't want to participate in exercises with a light snack. Then it was time to conduct my short story and discussion group, which would start at 3 and last about 45 minutes to an hour. Next, in scheduling, it's also crucial to find the right quiet environment. It's important to let your staff know how crucial it is to have a quiet environment. And the consistency of when the program takes place also helps. Now let's talk about how to prepare for your program. Photocopies of all of the stories need to be made before your program begins. And they need to be made for everybody who's going to participate, even those residents who cannot read out loud. Ideally, your staff would be able to help during this program, and they can help your residents who need more assistance with flipping the pages. Next, it's important to think about your room setup. It's important that all of the residents are able to see one another. I found that putting everybody in a circle was ideal. Now, if you're going to use the programming format that I suggested earlier, you will want to think about arranging the room before your exercises and tea party begin. This way, you don't lose residents by transferring them to another room, and you don't have to rearrange the furniture when everybody's in the room. So thinking about this in advance is crucial. Next, it's also important to identify the roles of your residents. You need to know who your readers are going to be before the program begins. This can simply be done by asking your residents on an individual basis to read the story out loud. And I encourage you to do this because you have no idea some of the residents who can actually do this that you would have never guessed. But it's important to do this on an individual basis instead of asking them to do this in a group setting and having them fail in front of a group. Next, I would also have a co-host. The co-host would start their role during the tea party when they would help distribute refreshments and pass out snacks. I would carry that role into our story group and have them distribute the stories to all of our participants. Now it's finally time to facilitate your group. The most important thing about facilitating the group is knowing your role as the facilitator, and it is not to read the story out loud. Rather, it's to keep all of your residents engaged, on the same page, and keep the story moving along. I would simply conduct it like this. All right, today we're going to read a short story about Harry Truman. Miss Smith, will you start by reading aloud on page 1? When she is done, simply go to your next reader. Miss Jones, will you please read out loud page 2? By identifying each person by their name and saying the page number eliminates a lot of confusion. Then they know exactly who is supposed to be reading, and everybody knows what page they're supposed to be on. I found it helpful to sit between 2 residents who needed a little bit more assistance. Whether it was finding the right page or reading out loud, I found it best to sit between two people that I could benefit the most. Also, after your story is all done, each story comes with a facilitator's guide. This guide is to help you engage your residents in a discussion group based on the story. Well, that's it. Now, if you have any questions or any ideas, please feel free to contact me. The best way to contact me is through email. That is jennifer@yahseniorservices.com. This is also located on the bottom of the front of every story. Thank you so much for your time. I know how precious it is. I wish you the best of luck with the short story and discussion program.